We're back with another Destiny cross-platform comparison. So we've got all four this time. So the beta just launched on the Xboxes.
Yeah, Xbox One, Xbox 360.
Yeah, and there's a load of little kind of minor differences between the platforms again. I mean, PS4 is on top, certainly. I mean,
definitely.
I think we pointed out last week it might be an unfair comparison to make at the beta stage because Bungie were talking about the final retail version of the Xbox One is going to be 1080p, or at least that's their
that's what they're saying. And the beta is 900p.
Yeah.
So there's your difference straight away.
And it's quite obvious as well.
Yeah.
Put them side by side.
Yeah.
Does it look all right to you? Xbox One version?
It looks all right, yeah, but I don't know whether it looks like the game that I was hoping it to look like on Xbox One. It just lacks that shine, lacks that sparkle.
There's something about it where, like, it just, we were talking about this earlier, where it just doesn't have as much punch as it's something to do with the contrast or...
Just can't put my finger on it, to be honest. There's just something about it, whether the lighting's different, whether it's missing effects. I can't quite tell.
It's like a duller image. The texturing isn't quite as sharp. It's basically like the PS4 version, but just dulled a little.
Yeah, it kind of feels partway between current gen or next gen, or whatever you want to call it, last gen and current gen. It's a weird one. Like the PS4, it does stand out. It is the best version.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And when you look at the Xbox One version, especially when you then look at the Xbox 360 version, you kind of come away thinking, well, the 360 version does look worse. Yeah. But does it look a generation worse than the Xbox One version? I'm not sure if it does, to be honest.
Not convinced. No. I mean, the 360 version's an interesting one because compared to the PS3 version, like the PS3 version has that sort of signature blurriness that like all PS3 games have. And
the shadows seem to be worse in the PS3 version.
Yeah, the PS3 shadowing is worse than all of them. Like on the 360, the shadowing seems not quite up to par with the next gen versions, but not that bad. Yeah. Same with the texturing on the 360 version. Actually, the 360 version looks all right when you look at the ground and stuff. There's some very sort of typical kind of signatures to the images from both the last gen consoles. The PS3's got that blurriness, and the 360's got that movement shimmer. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's probably running in 720 as well. It looked like 720.
Possibly. Performance-wise, all four versions seem to run well. They seem to hit their 30 frames per second for the most part. But whether that will change anything with Bungie to bump it up to 1080p on Xbox One, I don't know whether they have to sacrifice things elsewhere. Now, I know, the GPU reserves for Kinect, that have obviously been removed. Yeah. But is that all that Bungie need, that extra little power to bump it up to 1080, or will there be slight sacrifices in the lighting or whatever?
Very much doubt it. There's going to have to be. I mean, there'll have to be more optimization than just sort of clawing back the Kinect reserves.
To be honest, if I was I'm saying this having already played the PS4 version, but I think knowing what the PS4 version looks like and then playing the Xbox One version as it is right now at the beta stage, I think I'd be a little bit disappointed. Yeah. And weirdly, the 360 game, if I came to that as a last-gen owner, I think I'd actually be quite surprised at how good it looks. Yeah, yeah. I think they've done a really good job of the 360 version. At the moment, the Xbox One version, I'm not convinced by. Now, hopefully, it will look much closer to the PS4 version at launch. But, yes, it's late on. It's late on, to make those sort of big optimizations like that. And I know you can.
The game's not that long going to be out, is it?
No, it's September, so we're only 2 months away. Now this build would have been taken from a while ago, obviously before the Kinect reservations were removed. But, making that sort of performance commitment and sort of jump to that, I mean, that's not an easy task, I wouldn't have thought, to bump it up that late on. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but at the moment, if you've got the two, I mean, PS4 looks like the safer option, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're on current gen, I'd say 360 is probably the better option. Yeah. Which just mirrors like the entire history of those two platforms, really. Like they've done that about turn when they came into the next gen. PS4 all of a sudden became the default powerful machine, and the other one kept playing catch up. Yeah,
that isn't to say it plays better on Xbox One. It seems to play perfectly fine.
It plays really smoothly. That control, the Xbox One controller, suits it very well.
And the differences aren't massive. You know, they don't break your experience of the game.
Yeah.
You know, but
unless you're a couple of fannies like this who've just sat and watched all 4 versions played out, don't think it's going to bother you too much. But certainly, if you're wondering which version looks the best, it's obviously PS4. It was always going to be
certainly
PS4.
At the moment. Certainly at the moment. It's so hard to make a decision right now. You know, because
we'll be interested to see what the Xbox One version looks like at launch.
Yes.
So I think all the other 3 platforms, they're probably quite locked down from the beta we've seen. But the Xbox One is going to be interesting.
My concern would be, will the bump in res affect the frame rate? That is a concern of mine. I don't know either way whether it will or it won't. But
so it's a pretty solid 30 at the moment.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
notice any dips or anything like that.
That would be a shame if it was to affect, you know, that sort of performance. But we'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure we'll do another one eventually.
Yo, I can't wait to play through that intro again.
We'll play through that intro another 4 times.
Brilliant.
Always believe. Now that's powerful. Subscribe.